People now know me as working on this team. It didn't tell me what day it was.
But on her first case...
Still, functioning free press is simply crucial to the...
Wait, shh, I think she's coming up.
And me being me, you know, I'm gonna
Good morning, Miss.
say something.
Have you seen the news yet?
So, what were you saying about these news?
Oh, there's an article in today's Blatt. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. Why? Is there something I should read?
Well, I'd say so. They wrote an article about you.
Me?
Me?
I'm afraid so. They didn't include your name, though, thankfully. But uppity female prosecutor in over her head can't really refer to anybody else.
Indeed, they are be botting. Indeed, they be botting.
They're right
You know,
there mocking us for trying.
brick 'em,
Don't even give
I
it a
say.
second thought, Miss Katz. It's lies, all of it.
I need to check it out. I'm sure it's nothing. It must mean I'm doing something right.
If they're angry, it means we're on the right track.
That's the spirit.
I need a copy of... I'm pretending like I don't care, but I really do care. 27th. Second suspect arriving soon. Update Mr. Bauer with the latest conclusions after the second interrogation. Ooh. I found a letter about Mr. Fultman concerning one of his subordinates and the Gestapo. Interesting, okay. Concerning the incident with base manager L. Stieg, the suspect was arrested by the Gestapo on the 5th of January 1945. All ranks that L. Stieg held in the local group are revoked from him. L. Stieg is not allowed to join the party and is serving a prison sentence. The base manager's arrest was made possible thanks to the righteous denunciation by his direct superior, whose loyalty to the Reich and its people should be commended. Okay. Ooh. We received some files that should have contained the information on Mr. Kiewicz you asked for. Sadly, they were badly burned during the bombing. I hope they can still be of use. Interesting. Group. Oh, okay. We've got a number on the left. Group leader. Deserted. Group worker. Driver for the district. That's interesting because that's what the previous suspect said. He was a driver for the district leader. No, for the group leader, sorry. You were right about the NSDAP bureaucracy. They kept track of everything. I pulled a list of weapons that were issued to our group members around the time of the crime. So the member number on the left, so we're going to have to marry that up with what we know. But if I'm remembering correctly, he was killed with 7.65mm. So we'll see. Man, she's been to work. I don't know how it's possible that the previous prosecution overlooked this. I found Schwartz's orders, and turns out even it referred specifically to Jan Newman. Okay, in the case of Jan Newman, unemployed single, arrested on the 28th of April. Excuse me. Currently, so his name here says Jan Newman, and it says he was arrested, but they actually arrested the father. Hans. Currently in the United States District Office's custody. For his involvement in treasonous activity, the prisoner is to be immediately executed as traitor to the German nation. Prisoner Jan Newman was recognized as the perpetrator of an organized operation deliberately aimed at weakening the people's resistance against the invading forces. Herbert Schwartz. He was the guy in charge. That's something interesting. There is a detention report matching our date and place. Just see for yourself. Jan Newman, male. Signed, Alfred Fultman. Interesting. So, the detention report states that it was the son. Signed by the man who arrested the father. So he was very much aware that he didn't have Jan in custody and still said that they did. Here we go. There's us. Why have I had my photo taken? It's so random. General Prosecutor Bauer's problems continue as his special division once again finds itself in the spotlight. Concerns are being raised regarding the possible misuse of public funds, which, as some claim, are currently being wasted on reopening long since solved cases. According to our sources, such investigations are further compromised by the inexperience and overzealousness of the team's younger prosecutors. Okay. Oh.
Yes, Paula?
The witness you asked me to contact, Alfred Falt.
Thank you. I'll be...
Let's head on out. See what Mr. Fatman has to say.
Mr. Feldman, my name is Esther Katz. I am investigating the death of Hans Naumann in 1945.
What are you investigating? The case has been closed.
New evidence has come to light.
It
The
has
department
indeed.
and I are checking whether the case needs to be reopened.
Sounds like wasting the German state's money.
Oh,
Just
give
one
over.
question. Your name, Esther Katz.
Yes.
Are you Jewish?
Why do you
I
care?
don't see how this is relevant, Mr. Feldman.
Oh, I'm just curious, but I see I must have touched a nerve.
Mr. Feldman, please tell me what happened on April 28, 1945.
Oh,
My
go on.
superior asked me to arrest some sort of insurgent. A simple task I gave to my subordinates.
Oh, yeah.
I was quite surprised when I saw who they brought. I asked if they were sure they got the right man. The crimes that had been committed, they just didn't seem to...
I must interrupt you. I was told a different version.
We were indeed. So we're going to go straight to the testimony of Mrs. Newman. I was at home when two uniformed men showed up. The one was tall, smaller, the other was a bit taller and bigger. He had a badge with 2 golden stripes on his collar, signaling he was the group leader, and this was the group leader. So, yes.
Mr. Feldman, you were the local group leader at that time, correct?
That is correct, miss.
According to our witnesses, one of the men who took the victim from his house had the insignia of a local group leader's, with, of course, none of the other members of your group bearing that rank. Why then do you claim it was your subordinates who brought the man to you? And how could you be surprised by the suspect's identity if you arrested him yourself?
Let's go.
I don't know. It was such a long time ago.
Mr. Feldman, I must inform you that you are legally obliged to speak the truth here.
Don't you snap at me, young lady. The whole thing happened over 10 years ago. I must have simply remembered it wrong. Either way, I still wanted to release the suspect. That's how it was.
Oh, I love that. It's so cool. Okay.
But Schickert insisted, so we took him back to the district office. Schickert and Kiebitz waited in the corridor as I spoke with the district leader, Mr. Schwarz. But he dismissed my doubts. Alfred, my man, you worry too much. It wasn't my place to doubt his decision, I thought. So we left his office and he gave the order.
What did he say?
That for his crimes against the German people, the prisoner was to be executed.
So far, we are fully aware of this story.
How did the men react?
I can't recall. It has been quite a while. I think they were a bit uncertain. Kiebitz, at least.
Okay, that's in
I
line.
wanted to discuss the order further, but Schwarz went back to his office.
Interesting, 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 interesting.
Can you tell me more about your local group?
We were Schwarz's hands, so to speak. While most local groups were responsible for a section of the city, we were assigned directly to the district office.
You said you had mentioned your doubts to Mr. Schwarz.
I did. I tried to convince him to reconsider. Unfortunately, he remained unbudging.
Do you remember how long the two of you talked?
Well, now that's Well, can't say. It must have been a while. Quite a while. I did try my best. Unfortunately, once again, it wasn't enough.
Okay.
What can you tell me about working for Mr. Schwartz?
It was a true honor. Comrade Schwartz was an exemplary German and a magnificent leader. I have him to thank for my work ethic. I learned much from his example. We all did.
It's wild that, like, these men committed all these atrocities and are now, after the war is over, are just back in society. And not only are they just like functioning members of society, they still act as if what they did back then was justified. It's crazy.
What about you? What was your role in the district?
As a group leader, I made sure Mr. Schwartz and the party's will were enforced in the city. He needed somebody he could trust, someone who would see to it that order was maintained. That was me.
What can you tell me about Mr. Kiebitz?
Exemplary subordinate. Loyal. One of the few people among that band of ingrates I knew I could rely on. Unfortunately, Schwartz knew that as well. Kiebitz might have been a member of my local group, but he mostly worked directly for the district leader.
Can you tell me more about Karl Schickert?
A damned idealist. He wouldn't shut up about duty and Prussian values. Still, I can't say anything bad about his work. Always diligent, hardworking, and unbearable perfectionist.
Interesting.
Was the victim your only prisoner at the time?
It's been almost 15 years, for God's sake, woman.
11.
You can't honestly expect me to remember details like that.
Did many prisoners share the victim's fate?
If they deserved it.
Woman.
When did you move to the cellar?
2 months back, mid-February.
So you remember
After
that?
those
This is what I don't
Pittsburgh
understand. Is like, you remember the month that you moved, but you don't remember if you had prisoners there. So this is the kind of like, this is how much value they put on human life. I don't know if we had other prisoners that we killed, but I do remember when we lugged some boxes down the stairs.
Did the group members drink on duty?
It was clearly forbidden. We did our best to enforce this rule even in those days. But most likely they still did. Just learned to hide it well.
Okay.
What happened after Mr. Schwartz left the hallway?
We went to the captive. Kiebitz, Schickert, and I. I was hesitant, of course, but again, it wasn't my place to question Mr. Schwartz. And let's be honest, in those times, heads rolled pretty quickly for defying orders.
All right.
They seemed to scream forever, and you could still hear the bombs falling. Did you have any contact with the surrounding local groups?
Of course. We had an older model radio station connecting us with the rest of Bavaria. Or what was left of it at that point in the war. Mostly other groups around Munich.
A brewery cellar seems a weird place for a district office. How did you have enough power for it to function?
Often we didn't. All those Allied bombs made sure of that when they leveled the city. We had to rely on our backup generator. That and oil lamps.
Interesting. Okay, right. I feel like that's everything we can investigate. Now the oil lamp isn't there anymore like it was last time.
Then we entered the cell and I saw the captive up close. How I realized I just couldn't follow through with it. I told my men to stop.
What did you tell them?
That this could not have been our man. We had to convince the district leader to reconsider.
Did they agree with you?
Kibitz did, but Schickard, on the other hand, he wouldn't even consider it.
Why, though, is the question.
The place was a brewery. Did you prepare the cells for the prisoners?
Not personally, but yes, a few rooms were modified adequately.
How long were the prisoners usually kept there?
Can't say. It depended on the case. However long it took for justice to be served.
I want to see the bullet hole. It's not letting me.
And what does adequately mean?
Good question.
Been a while, miss. And I can't say it was something that occupied me. They were for criminals.
See? Criminal meaning standing up against the government.
The man was a maniac. Usually harmless, obsessed as he was with hierarchy. But at that point he had this fanatical look on his face.
What did he say to you?
That he would report me to the Gestapo. Now, you know what that would mean, but that didn't matter. I knew Mr. Schwartz. I knew he would understand.
So what happened then?
I ordered Schickard to stay put and left the cell, looking for the district leader. I was certain I could convince him this time.
Did you succeed?
I didn't get the chance. I was halfway through the hallway when I heard it. A gunshot. Schickard had gone through with the execution.
But you weren't in that room, you stated.
Right. But it must have been him. He was so persistent about following the order.
Does that corroborate the other testimony from this guy? Not really, because this Kibitz said Schickard carried out the order and shot Mr. Newman, ignoring Mr. Faultman's command to stop. But the way that he described it sounded as though Mr. Faultman was like, stop! And Schickard was like, no! Bang! You know? So, it's quite interesting.
What happened if you or Mr. Schwartz caught any of the group members drinking?
Usually I took pride in running a tight ship. You smell of alcohol while on duty? Dismissed. But at that point, they got away with just a slap on the wrists. We needed all the hands we could get, drunk or not. And with the Yankees on the streets, we all heard the bottles calling.
If they were dismissed for drinking, what would be the punishment for disobeying an order?
Okay. He didn't answer that question. That seems to be everything. He lied to begin with. Let's go.
So, just to confirm, Mr. Schickard shot while you were not in the room any longer?
That is correct. And that is all I know.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Feldman.
I take back what I said in the beginning, Miss Katz. Perhaps it is right to reopen this case after all. Have a good evening, miss.
Interesting. The suspects seem to agree on many aspects, but not all. I should see if I can make some sense of this on the blueprint and get this meeting with Peters over with.
Miss Katz, there was a call for you. Actually, it was multiple calls.
Yes, Paula?
Who was
It's
it?
your
Oh. Yeah, of course.
I'm afraid she does that. She's very protective of me. I'm sorry, Paula.
Nothing to worry about. I think it's sweet of her, actually. Just maybe a bit disruptive?
Mother.
Who do I want to call?
Katz.
Mom, what happened? You've been calling non-stop.
Essie, are you all right? We've been so worried.
Why?
Where is this coming from, Mom?
The tabloid, of course. Didn't you read what that hack wrote about you?
I'm fine, Mom. Really.
But,
I mean it, Mom.
well, all right, if you're sure. You poor thing. I just hope no one else figured out it was all about you. Oh, how embarrassing that would be.
You can't be serious.
But I am, very much so, Essie dear. People are confused enough about the origin of your father's name as is. Now, with that article, I'm just afraid of what other people might think of our family.
I see.
But enough of that. Let's focus on the now. I have wonderful news, Essie.
What? You can't just...
I just invited the Müllers for coffee this Saturday.
We were just talking about me destroying our family. And now you want to tell me all about the Müllers?
Oh, don't be like that. You have to come. I'm dying to show off my smart daughter.
Who are the
Absolutely
Müllers?
not.
Do I even know them?
I don't think you have met them yet. They just moved into the piano floor of the house opposite.
Wait, did the Webers move out?
No, the other house. The Langs.
What's this?
You remember the Langs, right? Thomas Langs. He used to work at the bank. You used to play with their daughter. Black hair, a ponytail, always got her dress dirty. I just can't remember her name.
Is this the girl that was in our photo?
I really don't know who you're talking about. Anyway, I can't this weekend.
Oh, what a pity. The Müllers are really nice people. And they have this good-looking son.
Mom.
Mom!
All right, just mentioning it. No ulterior motives. Another weekend then. Are you free the week after?
I need to get back to work now, Mom.
A shame. Get back to me soon, will you?
Yeah.
Sure. Bye, Mom.
Bye, ma'am.
Goodbye, Esther.
Bye, mummy. Good day. So,
With so many smokers here, I doubt this office will ever be free of the cigarette smell. They are supposed to be good for you, though. That's what my doctor said.
that's crazy. Okay. So, who shot Mr. Naumann? Schickert? Kiebitz said Schickert carried out the order and shot Mr. Newman against Faltman's will. I saw with my own eyes. Faltman said, I left the convinced district leader walking down the hallway. I heard gunshots. Mr. Schickert shot the victim. Mr. Kiebitz confirmed it. Who ordered the execution? So far, everyone confirms it was Schwartz who gave the order to shoot. Who went to the cell when Mr. Newman was held captive? Faltman ordered Schickert and me to follow him into the... and me walk to the cellar. Who went to the cell when Mr. was held captive? So it would be Faltman. Schickert and Kiebitz. All three of them. Who resisted the order? That would be... Boltman. Who threatened with the Gestapo? That would be Schickert. Okay. Schwartz gives order. The three suspects, three of them move to the cell. Boltman then defies the order. Schickert threatens with the Gestapo. And then shoots Newman. But in this scene, Boltman was actually in the... Oh. Was actually in the hallway. Alright. What do we have to do next? Update Bauer on the investigation. And then talk to Paula about the last witness. Hello?
Miss Katz, I take it your sparring with Mr. Peters went well?
Well, we haven't done that yet.
He was very collegial.
Yes, I've heard the two of you don't see eye to eye.
There's a couple of spelling mistakes in the
I'm glad to see it
subtitles.
hasn't proved to be an issue. Now, how's your work progressing?
I've interrogated 2 of our suspects. Both claim it was the 3rd suspect, Mr. Schickert, who shot the victim. In fact, they agree on all points. It all feels too perfect.
Rehearsed
Not a single
almost.
difference in their accounts after all this time, and were we to believe them, it would leave them guiltless. I think they're lying.
That's always a possibility. But keep in mind, sometimes the simplest solution can be the right one. Very well, considering the nature of this investigation, I'd say it's still proceeding apace. 1 suspect left.
Okay.
Hopefully, he will be able to clarify some of our doubts. Either him or the files.
Okay.
Which would leave us with 1 final issue.
What would that
Court.
be? Oh, yeah.
Once you've heard the final testimony, you need to prepare to present your case.
Yeah.
That means reconstructing the course of the crime and finding proof that would back it. As mentioned, Mr. Peters will help you out. Teach you how to present your findings, prove your claims. It will help you to familiarize yourself with the ins and outs of court. We cannot afford to fail at court, and preparation is the key to success. That's why I urge you to start with your training right away and build your theory.
Yeah.
Once you hear from all witnesses, we need to move to court quickly.
Yeah.
I hope it's all clear.
It is indeed.
Of course.
Right, I'm gonna go for a quick coffee break. I'm gonna leave you with this. What should I leave you with? Just this scene of a hallway and a cat. Cool. I'll BRB. Nice. Coca-Cola lemon. Oh, ooh, that's the spot. Okay, what do we got to do next? Reconstruct the crime scene. I think I've already done that. Perhaps with Peter's help. I would like to actually speak to the final witness
Now,
first.
somebody can't say I envy your job right now.
I didn't
Miss
mean
Cat-
to skip those
Apart from that,
lines of
how
dialogue.
can I help you?
Invite
I
a
need you
witness.
to invite a witness.
Of course. Who should I reach out to?
Just
The last
1 man
one.
left. Karl Schickert.
Will do, Miss Katz.
Interesting, okay. And then they want me to reconstruct the crime scene. I'm assuming... I thought I'd already done that here. But let's go and speak with Peters anyway, because I'm assuming... Oh,
Oh, good you're here. Mr. Peters asks me every 5 minutes where you are and when you're coming. Not only Peters' patience is growing thin.
I was just going there, wasn't I?
Okay.
I don't want to sound unprofessional, but working with him is a pain at times.
Oy, oy,
Why
oy.
does he always have to be so rude?
I don't know what his problem is.
I can't
But I have
move.
little hope that it will ever get better.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
Okay, I'm here.
Honorable Miss Katz, would you be ready then?
I think
Yes.
so. How are we going to do that?
I will act as defense and court, and you will do your part.
Okay.
But have you studied the case well enough to actually help me here?
Yes, I did. Some people have to take their work seriously, you know?
Fair enough.
Anyway, you present your prosecution, support your conclusions with evidence, and win the case. And I'm trying to stop you from doing just that. Should be a piece of cake. For one of us, at least.
Yeah. Okay. Presenting your theory. Start presenting your theory to the court by pressing play on the blueprint. Yeah, we've already done this.
His execution was ordered by Herbert Schwarz, the district leader for the city of Munich. As the senior member of the NSDAP involved in the crime, he bears the main responsibility for Mr. Norman's death. Mr. Schwarz is unfortunately deceased, and as such cannot be tried. This does not, however, absolve his subordinates of their culpability.
Objection. According to the witness statement, it was Mr. Schickert who gave the order. Can you support your claims with meaningful evidence?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. If you would take a look at this.
It's like the category. There. The district leader gave the order for
This
execution.
document clearly states that it was Mr. Schwarz who gave the order.
Not bad cuts, but not great either. If that's all the prosecution can come up with, the case is as good as lost. Knowing the right answers is often not enough to win your case. You also need to form the right conclusions. Conclusions the court is willing to follow, because they are plausible, and because you can back them up with evidence. A valid conclusion is always based on several clues. The one clue we are very certain is true is that Schwarz gave the command. So your conclusion should be based on that. Open your case file and give it a go.
Okay. For each question, you can create a single conclusion. Select the first conclusion to create it. A conclusion is a combination of 3 clues that support each other. To add a clue, select the first document. Who ordered the execution? Okay. The former prosecutor mentioned it in his discontinuation report. That would be there. But excuse me, find 2 more clues proving that the district leader gave the execution order. If you get stuck, you could use the help button to get hints. Oh, we haven't read these yet. Excuse me. This is a big one because this was written by the district leader. The execution order, here we go, by the district leader was carried out. That's one. And then lastly, I think I know exactly what one I'm looking for. No. Here we go. Written by H. Schwartz. That's this is potentially the one, but what I can imagine the defense or the court saying, well, this is for Jan Newman. How can you prove that this is for Hans Newman? I swear there was one. Helmet. Here. Witness Herbert Schwartz. I always give the same order. The order to execute. Combine. I knew there was one when he admitted it himself. After completing a conclusion, it will be shown as conclusion prepared. In the conclusion menu, please keep in mind that this does not confirm the conclusion's correctness. Who went to the cell where Mr. Newman was held captive?
Shoot.
We have several consistent statements that Schwarz gave the order to shoot. There are no discrepancies in the testimonies. It says so in the files, and Mr. Schwartz stated it himself in 1947. Therefore, I conclude the order to shoot Hans Naumann came from District Leader Herbert Schwartz.
I agree. I concur.
Congratulations. Well done, Katz. If you argued just as coherently in court, this might go better than I expected.
Thank you.
However, it was not particularly difficult, and it will probably not be that easy again. Still, well done.
Thank you, Peters.
Enough
you.
practice. Your case is waiting. Keep up the good work.
What now?
You can't finish your theory before hearing that last witness, so you could go home. Personally, I like to be prepared, so I tried to see if I can find more conclusions.
All right.
But I was always willing to go that extra mile. You do you.
Peters?
Katz?
Cuts.
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Okay. I'm definitely intrigued to speak to this last suspect now. Very, very intrigued, actually.